Hello, this is Don with Donovan Services again. Um, so I've been thinking, and through my experience owning my small business, I purchased a lot of equipment. To tell you the truth, mostly pretty much 90% of my equipment is indeed used. I don't have a new truck. Um, I did buy a new trailer at one time due to the fact that I needed to. Um, I don't, have a new mower, but I did purchase a new mower at one time. Um, but mostly all my equipment is used, and I bought many things used throughout growing my business. The reason why I'm making this video is throughout me doing this, I noticed that um, January and February are the best months out of the year to purchase equipment. Um, I purchased trucks, handheld equipment at pawn shops, and handheld equipment, very nice equipment, used equipment in January and February. I purchased my aerator in February for a very good deal. I purchased a Red Max blower at a pawn shop for it was an 8500. I purchased that during one winter for $300 at a pawn shop, which is an extremely good deal. I mean, and the blower was practically new when I purchased it. I purchased a lot of equipment throughout, mainly in the winter. The dump truck I purchased was in the winter. It was in February of 2017, maybe 2016, because I've had that truck for quite a few years now. But I believe that I got a really good deal on that truck. I bought my plow truck in January of 2000 and I believe 16. Okay, I know I bought my dump truck well before I bought the plow truck. Um, and I purchased that used with the plow for a very good deal, I believe. I believe that, see, in January and February, a lot of guys that are doing what we do, which is seasonal work, there's a lot more sellers than buyers, okay? Not a lot of people are buying lawn and landscaping equipment right now, okay? Due to the fact that it's in dead winter and money is very tight, okay? So when you're able to buy equipment, okay, I would try to save up my money and try to purchase it in January or February of that year, okay? You'll find a lot of decent equipment at that time. Um, I do believe that January and February are the best months out of the year to purchase equipment. Through the time of me doing this, I just know that I got a lot of good deals in dead winter. Okay, so I also want to talk about commercial accounts. Okay, um, I do believe that I haven't experienced doing, I have not yet done large commercial accounts, but I have done quite a few small commercial accounts, okay? One time I did quite a few gas stations and car washes for about 3 or 4 years. They owned about 5 commercial properties and I did them. They were all for one owner. I do 2 other commercial properties, and I've had him since the beginning I started my business since day one. He was my first customer, was my original commercial property. Then it ended up being two commercial properties. So at one time, I was doing about 9, 10 commercial properties, okay? So what I'm saying is, I have my fair share with doing commercial properties. There are pros, there are cons. The pros are those properties, they do in fact need to be done every week. They don't get done every 2 weeks. Commercial properties, you try to do them every week, okay? Um, Another factor is that on commercial properties, you can come a lot earlier in the morning, or you can stay and do that property later on in the evening, okay? You can come and go for longer periods of time. You can do those particular properties. As far as the pay goes, I do not think, and I believe that I can do more money in residential per hour than I can do more money in commercial per hour. Okay, the hour for doing commercial, to me, from what I experienced, is a lot less than the hour rate going for residential. If you have a very tight niched residential account, and if you have several accounts in one area, okay, you can do many residentials and make very good money than relying on these commercial properties, because I've done them. And the main thing about commercial properties is that in their mind, in their thought process, okay, um, we are at the bottom of the barrel. Those commercial properties, a lot of them, okay, they want to save as much money as possible. Okay, they are not willing to pay good money because they are constantly getting getting asked to do bids, and there are people, believe me, okay, that are constantly trying to go after those commercial properties. I know because I've been there, and I was the guy at one time trying to go after commercial properties from another guy. So commercial properties, they are high targets to get bid upon. Very frequently, there is going to be very often that those commercial properties are going to, they're constantly going to be asked about who does your lawn care, who takes care of your landscaping. Okay, and a lot of these commercial properties, they are business owners, and they do multiple different things, and they are very well known in their community, so they know a lot of people. Okay, I mean, that's through my process with the commercial properties that I do in my area. A lot of commercial properties that you see, they are owned by mainly one person, or they are owned by multiple different people as investment properties. Okay, so that's truly how I believe it goes. Because, like I said, I did about 5 commercial properties at one time that were all owned by one individual. I do 2 different commercial properties that are owned by one individual. Okay, so a lot of these commercial properties that you see, they are only owned by one person, believe it or not. I believe that they are only owned by one person, or they're investment properties, which they fall under. They mainly hire property management companies, okay, that try to subcontract work out to us, and that's what I seen, and that's what I've noticed with commercial properties. If I was to start my lawn and landscaping business, I would try to go after residential properties. Now, as far as pressure washing goes, that's a different story. Pressure washing, you're making more money per man hour. That's why I currently switch my business to pressure washing. I'm able to make more money per man hour. Also, the equipment is a lot cheaper. It is a lot cheaper to run than my lawn and landscaping business. That's why I went more towards the pressure washing route. Okay. Um, you can also do it all year round. We did one a few days ago for $600. So there is a lot of money to be made in pressure washing. And that is a skill that you can learn over time. And you need to be a professional about it. You need to know what to do and what not to do. But pressure washing, you can make very good money doing it. That's why I'm doing a lot more pressure washing now than I am doing lawn care and landscaping. But as far as commercial, I mean, I don't believe that you get paid as much as you should. Okay, those big companies that you see in your area that do those commercial properties, they're only getting about $40 per man hour, $30 per man hour, okay? And look at the kind of equipment it takes to get that. I mean, you need to think about it. So that's my intake on commercial properties. They're good and they're not good. If I were to focus on lawn care business, I would focus more towards residential. Okay. Also, with residential, you're going to have a lot more cash flow. Okay. Money's going to always be coming in. You're dealing with a lot more customers. You're not dealing with commercial customers that want to pay you 30 days later, 60 days later after the bill is due. Okay? Because you can't make those commercial customers prepay. Okay. For all my residential customers, they prepay. It goes by the month. You get two, mainly I do bi-weekly accounts, and they get two cuts a month, and I give them whatever. Let's say if it's $75 every 2 weeks, it would be $150 a month. So they would need to prepay that 150, and that's how I've been doing it for multiple years now, never having an issue. If they don't want to prepay, that's fine. We also have a one-time cut fee, which is a lot higher than a regular service. So, thank you for watching Donovan Services.